Hi. So the first thing I want to say is, for anyone who actually cares, I'm sorry I haven't made a video for ages. I did make a makeup one, but it came out unintentionally really sexy, so I deleted it because it didn't really go with my sort of mummy YouTube thing that I'm doing. So what I'm going to talk about today is, so we have decided to move to Spain. Yes, it's kind of flippant, and yes, we haven't thought about it too much, but we don't need to. Why not? In my line of work and my partner's line of work, we can live anywhere we want to. Last year, we went to Spain to visit my family, Albox. They live just on the outskirts, nice in the middle of nowhere. And we went out for lunch one day, and we saw a property, and it was like stupid cheap. So we thought, right, okay, let's go and have a wee look. So we had a look, and from the outside of it, I was like, Like some of the Spanish townhouses, from the outside, they don't look like much. They've all got barred up windows and everything. And so I was like, I am not going to like this. There's no wonder it's cheap. And then we walked through the door, and I was like, this is lovely. We walked in, and it had like tiles up the walls. All the floor was tiled. There was loads and loads of rooms, and you could see that straight away. It didn't look like there was a lot that needed done either, which was really, really good, because I'm a bit funny. Like, if I move in somewhere, I don't want to be doing it up too much. That's just too much stress for my little head. Talking my hands a lot today. Don't know why. So yeah, we walked in, and then we saw the pièce de résistance, and it was the staircase, and it was beautiful. It was like solid marble, really grand spiral. Oh, it was just so beautiful, and the tiling in the hallways, black and white check, which is like my favourite. It just looked absolutely beautiful. Upstairs, loads of bedrooms, loads of space. I think all in all, the whole house had 7 bedrooms, and it was selling for €41,000. So I think that's about £31,000. So just thinking, that's crazy price. So we thought, yeah, we haven't got the money. That was last year. And then all of a sudden this year, my auntie started sending us properties again, because we had stopped looking so much. And I was like, oh, do you know what? Nothing measures up to that house that we looked at before. She was like, it's still available. Cha-ching! Let's go for it. I've saved up enough for a deposit now, so yeah, let's do it. So, what's next on my thing? Yeah, I've got my savings now, so now's the time. I want to be able to buy a house. It's important for me to have a family house, for me, Mark and Indy. I don't like having to pay rent all the time, so this is a really good way of getting on the property ladder, and getting on the property ladder in Spain in the heat. What more could you ask for? So my worries to start off with were, I was in turmoil for quite a few days. My biggest worry was Indy and the language. I just kept imagining him going to nursery and not understanding anything anyone was saying, and it's making me a wee bit upset just now. Like, I didn't like to think of him feeling scared because he didn't understand a word that anyone was saying. I spoke to quite a few people about this, and they're like, what are you worried about? Kids are like sponges, and he's at a perfect age, perhaps it's a wee bit older now. I mean, if we had moved last year, it would have been even more perfect because he had loads of years of nursery, but he's still at the age, his vocabulary, it's not great already, he's not doing a whole lot of speaking, so he's at the perfect age to just act like a wee sponge. And my little boy will be bilingual, which will be absolutely fascinating. It'll be brilliant. He'll be translating for his mama in a few years' time. So that is no longer a worry, because everyone has put my mind at ease, especially my auntie. She's been really, really great. And her kids are like proof of the pudding. At home, they talk with wee English accents. And then all of a sudden they can just go to Spanish. And they sound Spanish as well. They don't sound like English kids speaking Spanish. It's amazing. So I can't wait for Indy to be like that, to be bilingual. I think it's amazing. I started just learning a few sort of phrases and a few words for them. Like, I teach him some of the colours in Spanish when I can remember what they are. Rojo. I think that means red. And also animals, like Horina's books. I'll see what they are in Spanish. Although I think he thinks anything that starts with L is El Mono, which is monkey. So every time I go El, he goes ooh 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 ooh, which is totally cute. He understands a few phrases already. He understands tomo la leche. I sound Spanish when I sound Italian when I try and speak Spanish. I don't know if that's because of my Scottish accent. I've learnt German, so my pronunciations is so weirded. But he understands tomo la leche, and that means drink your milk. So that's really good. He understands that. He understands ven aquí, which means come here, come to me, and you'll come run to me when I say that. He also understands beso, and beso means kiss. So whenever I say beso, he goes, it's totally cute. I've also been learning Spanish as well. I've been using an app called Duolingo, and it's really, really helpful. I mean, it tells me how to say some really strange things like, we do not touch the chicken. But it's definitely helped me. I mean, I was worried that I wasn't learning anything, but the other day on Facebook, it came up with like a suggested friend suggestion, and it was the local kebab shop in Albox, the town that we're hoping to move to. And I was reading through the menu and I was like, Mark, I know what's in that kebab. There's carrots and lettuce. I mean, I know that's what's in most kebabs, but I could read it on the menu. So to me, that's saying that from the little I have learned, it's going to make things a little bit easier already because I'm starting to get a knowledge of the language. I find it really hard to make myself study every day because as soon as Indy's in bed, I just want to relax. I've just had a few days off doing the Spanish lessons, but I need to get back to it. But I've been poorly, so that's my excuse. So the next thing, what's happened so far? So first of all, we did apply for a mortgage with a Spanish bank, and I believed that I was going to get it. Excuse me. Yes, that is tea with a straw. I'm strange. I thought I was going to get it, and we waited and waited and waited, and I thought they were just waiting to do a valuation on the property to see if I could get 70% of the amount that I needed. And unfortunately, they only offered me 60%. So I was on the phone to my auntie, crying. I'm not going to get the house I wanted. I've been visualising myself in the house. Me and Mark were talking about he's going to smash down walls and make a really big bathroom upstairs. I was getting really excited. We were choosing tiles and everything. And I was like, well, we can't afford 60%. We're just going to have to rent. Which Mark and me were quite happy about as well. I mean, anything's going to be better than living here. I'm paying a lot of money for a really small 3-bed house. So we're quite happy to move into like a villa in Spain, have a pool, and the rent sort of that's average in Spain for that area for like a pool, 3 bedrooms, loads of land, it's only about £400 a month. So that's amazing, and they don't have council tax either. So yeah, got my mind around that. Right, we're going to rent. And then my auntie went and spoke to the estate agent, and they said, no, we reckon she could still get a mortgage of 70%. You need to go and try this bank and these people. So just now what's happening is my auntie, God bless her, she's the best auntie in the world. I still love you other aunties. There are other aunties available. She's been so good, and she's organising it all with me now. So at first I was like, no, do you know what? I'm just going to rent and then we'll see what's going to happen. But why not? Let's try these other people and see what they say. So now it's another waiting game. They're probably wanting loads and loads of more information off me, which is really hard because I'm self-employed. I had maternity, I had the baby, so my last few years have been quite sporadic. So it's not a true accuracy. That's not a word. It's not a true sort of picture of what I do actually earn. So it is making them a bit iffy about lending me. So if I get the 70%, that's amazing. We can get the house that I feel is kind of meant to be. If we don't, we can live it up like lords for a year and we save some more. I can get my books in a good working order, and we'll have a pool and a really posh house for a year. There's nothing done to it. Or we can get this house. So we're just gonna have to wait and see. I'm really excited. I mean, anything that happens is going to be amazing, and I tell you something, it's so brilliant to have something to look forward to. I love having something to look forward to. So every morning I wake up and I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I said to Mark this morning, I said, oh, isn't it going to be amazing when we actually have a date to move? Oh, I really, really can't wait. So I'll keep you updated. See you later. Thank you.